Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends in sport integrity, on this International Anti-Corruption Day and SIGA Anti-Corruption Week, let me get straight to the point because time is of the essence. While many celebrate the values of sport, sport itself is coming under greater pressure. Corruption, opaque financing, criminal infiltration are not theoretical risks. They are happening right here, right now, in real time, in every major market. And while the threats grow in sophistication, the global response seems to be stalled. We all see it. After the Italian G20 presidency in 2021, the world's biggest political forum declared anti-corruption in sport and global economy as one of the G20 top 3 priorities. However, since then, the fight against corruption has lost momentum. The declarations became softer, the follow-up became weaker. The implementation mechanisms went quiet. The G20 presidencies that followed, Indonesia, India, Brazil, South Africa, apparently removed it from their priority list. The question that needs to be asked is why? Has corruption suddenly become less dangerous? Has organized crime decided to take a break? Of course not. Criminal networks have moved faster than regulated. They have reinvented themselves, especially after the global pandemic, where traditional criminal organizations became multinationals. And they are taking full advantage of this political vacuum. And so, doing the same in regards to sports vulnerabilities. So let's ask the questions publicly and clearly. What real progress has been made in the past 3-4 years? There have been working groups, yes, communiques, strategies, consultations, but very little concrete enforcement, very little concrete tangible progress. Meanwhile, the criminal economy surrounding sport has expanded. More multi-club structures, more offshore funds, more complex ownership chains, more high-risk transactions happening. All this with less scrutiny. And what about the European Anti-Money Laundering Agency? This agency was announced as a major breakthrough, the future European guardian of financial integrity. Yet, today, it is still not fully operational, not fully staffed, not fully empowered. Criminal organizations, ladies and gentlemen, don't wait for administrative procedures. They don't wait for hiring rounds or office refurbishments. So why are we? How long must we wait before the European anti-money laundering agencies begin to act with the urgency the situation requires and we all expect? But if you think this is worrying, let me assure you, it's not just one example. Last Tuesday, the European Union negotiators reached a provisional deal on the first anti-corruption directive. As Transparency International has quite rightly pointed out, it should have been a landmark moment, signaling real resolve to tackle entrenched corruption. Instead, regrettably, it revealed leaders unwilling to back strong enforcement rules. Driven largely by the Council, negotiators settled for the lowest common denominator. And the result, as usual, is what seems to be a weak framework with little clarity, ambition, or bite. One unlikely to change incentives for officials, businesses, and anyone operating in the shadows. As you know, as far as sport is concerned, I have been advocating for the last 25 years for a true clearinghouse to prevent money laundering, to oversee players' transfers, fees, and other dealings, to track investor capital, to track the credentials of these investors, and to verify the source of funds entering our sport. Today, yes, we finally have a structure inside FIFA that carries that name. But its remit is almost entirely limited to solidarity payments and training compensation. Is it important? Yes. But in the broader fight for financial integrity, no doubt a drop in the ocean. What we need, what we really need, is a clearinghouse worthy of the name. A clearinghouse that covers all transactions. A clearinghouse that tracks every transfer. A clearinghouse that is capable of preventing money laundering, illicit financial flows, and criminal infiltration. Because the truth is that right now, investment funds, many based offshore in opaque jurisdictions with little or not or no supervision, are buying European football with diligent, with scrutiny reduced to the minimum. In some countries, like my own, Portugal, the due diligence process is basically asking investors to swear on their honor, believe me, that they comply with the law, on their honor. Come on. How naive can we be? How exposed are we willing to remain? So let's stop pretending the threats are abstract. They are here. They are growing. They will continue to grow unless we make structural, enforceable changes across the entire sports industry. So here is the message that I want to deliver today, clearly, firmly, and without hesitation. Every sport organization that genuinely cares about integrity must adopt the SIGA Universal Standards on Sport Integrity. Not later, not when the time is right, but now. And now means exactly that. Now. No excuses, no euphemisms, no more delays. SIGA's universal standards are not aspirational guidelines. They are not PR tools. They are the most robust, independent, comprehensive governance and integrity standards in all global sport. They set clear expectations on integrity, transparency, financial supervision, anti-corruption and anti-money laundering, good governance, and many other areas. But adopting the standards, which is crucial, is not enough. Leadership must be verified independently, passionately, professionally, and publicly. And that is why SIGA created SERVS, the SIGA Independent Rating and Verification System. SERVS is the world's first independent rating system for sport integrity. It audits organizations honestly, independently, and certifies them with rigor and excellence. It provides sponsors, governments, fans the transparency they deserve, shielding them against the ever-present risk of reputational damage. They ensure that they are what they claim to be, fit for purpose or not. So today, I want to issue a strong and unequivocal call to action. If you lead a federation, a league, a club, a regulator, or a commercial partner, a sponsor, a broadcaster, whatever, commit to SIGA. Commit to SERVS. Demonstrate that your organization meets the standards you claim to uphold. Because integrity is not self-proclaimed. Integrity is earned. Credibility is earned. So over the next few days, during this SIGA Anti-Corruption Week, we will talk about solutions, best practices, collective strategies. But none of this, of course, means anything without a commitment to real action. The world, ladies and gentlemen, is watching us. Our youth is watching us. And criminals are already moving. Organized crime doesn't take holidays. So the question is, Will we? What I ask is simple. Let's mobilize our efforts. Let's show that we mean business. Let this be the week we stop admiring the problem and start enforcing the solution. Let this be the week sport draws a clear line and stands firmly on the right side of history for the generations coming after us. Thank you.